middle of the lush and prosperous Sundanese area, which is rich of various culture, and natural magnificence. Becoming milestone in educating the nation, building persons to be society servants and nation founders. Universitas Pajajaran, or UNPAD, was born due to the initiation of West Java leaders and government support to establish a higher education institution with various disciplines. Launched by President Sukarno on September 11, 1957, today, UNPAD has a large number of institutional achievements. Such as status improvement as the incorporated higher education with A accreditation. This achievement is in line with the commitment of all policymakers in order to accomplish the vision and mission of UNPAD to be excellent university in conducting a world-class education that is able to support the nation's competitiveness through a quality learning process and innovative research. The representative learning facilities and strategic campus in the center of Bandung City, Bandung Regency, and higher education zone in Jatinangor, Sumedang make UNPAD as an excellent university in conducting education, research, and community services. Through its best programs enabling to fulfill the needs of society. Nowadays, UNPAD has 16 faculties and 1 postgraduate school, totally consisting of 152 study programs. Faculty of Law, Faculty of Economics and Business, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Dentistry, Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Psychology, Faculty of Animal Health, Faculty of Communication, Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Fishery and Marine, Faculty of Agricultural Industry Engineering, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Geological Engineering, Postgraduate School. Realizing the importance of learning process, curriculum and learning method are continuously developed in order to adjust the dynamics of stakeholders' needs. Nowadays, UNPAD has used student-centered learning method. That is, learning method focuses on students as the base to actively involve in developing knowledge, skills, attitude and behavior with competence-based curriculum. Supported with professional faculty members and staffs, Unpad is capable of generating competitive and characterizing graduates. Until now, it has registered 10,000 of students from all over Indonesia and hundreds of international students studying in Universitas Padjadjaran. To optimize the education and learning processes, Unpad is supported with various representative supporting facilities such as library, Basic Science Service Center, Language Center, e-learning, teaching hospital, and dental hospital. In addition, Unpad is also equipped with student dormitory, health facility, sport facility, campus transportation, banking, hall, and entrepreneurship facility. Such various facilities are supported with the utilizing of information technology. Besides supporting the academics quality, Universitas Padjadjaran also fully supports the activity of student character building through some student unit. As a part of society, Universitas Padjadjaran absolutely realizes that its function is limited not only in teaching, but also social and cultural aspects. Some social activities, society empowering, and research implementation have been conducted to give real benefits for all society. Universitas Padjadjaran, straightening and developing together with society. From West Java, for Indonesia, to the world through SDGs.
Greetings from Transcendent 2021 Massive Open Online Course in Cleft, Lip, and Palate, held by Faculty of Dentistry Universitas Padjadjaran, collaborating with Smart Trend and also Indonesia Cleft Center, has been going on for a few weeks. My name is Raisya. I'm a student from Faculty of Dentistry Universitas Padjadjaran, Indonesia. Good morning, good afternoon, and also good evening to everyone here. Greetings for Professor Peter Donkor, a full professor of oral and maxillofacial surgery from the School of Medicine and Dentistry, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. Hello, Professor.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm great. What time is it in Ghana?
It's let's say it's a few minutes after 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's actually 5 p.m. in Indonesia.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor, for giving your time here. Hope you are doing well. And also for today's live discussion, we also have Dr. Fidya Meditia Putri, Master of Epidemiology, a lecturer, Community Dentistry, Faculty of Dentistry, Universitas Padjadjaran, Indonesia, as our moderator. Thank you, Dr. Fidya.
Yes, you're welcome, Raisya.
Also, I would like to greet all of the participants here. Thank you for the excitement of learning Cleft, Lip, and Palate, and also thank you for attending today's live discussion session. Professor, today is our second live discussion in the 7th week. This live discussion will be separated into 2 sessions. First, Professor Peter Donkor will answer the questions that have been filled out by the participants in the MOOC website. The question will be presented on the screen. After that, we will accept more questions from the participants. Participants can ask the question directly to Professor, or the participant can also ask via chat section. The participants should write down the question, their name, and also where they're coming from. So Professor Peter Donkor, for your information, the participants here have watched your lecture video about this topic. But I don't think everyone can make it into today's live discussion, but I'm pretty sure that more than 600 participants from around the world that have registered into our online course have watched your lectures video. And also, don't worry, today's live discussion will be also available in MOOC website. So the participants that cannot join us today, or the participants that want to see this Zoom meeting, can access this video. Now I would like to give the spotlight to Dr. Fidya as our moderator and also Professor Peter Donkor as our speaker. Dr. Fidya, you may start the first session and lead today's live discussion. Thank you so much. We can move on to first session.
Okay, thank you, Reza. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening from Bandung, Indonesia, everyone. Once again, good evening from Bandung to our honorable speaker, Professor Peter Donkor. Before the discussion begin, let me inform you again, the live discussion will be going on. First, there are some questions from the MOOC course, and besides that, if there's any question from participants, you can write it in the chat box or raise your hand. So for the first session, okay, we can see here, Professor Peter Donkor, allow me to read the first question from Farah Shakira from Universitas Pajajaran. We can start the discussion with Prof. Yeah. Okay. The question is, you mentioned earlier that we don't have to worry to start small, like 2 until 3 stops before having full complement of stops. Wouldn't it be harder to have fewer stops? How do you conquer the existing challenges? You may answer this question, Prof. Peter.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is a very good question. I would say very interesting one. I will say that from the perspective of care, wherever you find yourself, if you know that you can offer something, then you must do it. And you do it in combination with other people who also have complementary skills to support you as best as possible. So in the area of cleft care, in many places you have maybe a surgeon, and then you may have a nurse, and then you may have a pediatrician, and you may not have any other specialist personnel like speech or nutrition and other stuff. So you can still provide care with the help of the nutritionist and the nurse. You can provide some level of nutritional support, and of course surgical care and other support. It means that many of you individuals have to do more than they are trained to do. It's hard. I agree with you. It's hard. But while you do that, then you should also take steps to impress upon the authorities of the hospital to try and recruit additional staff. And so it's always good to say, yes, I can do something, let me start, rather than say, no, I cannot, I don't have everything I need, and therefore I will not do anything. Thank you. I'm not sure whether I've answered the question.
Okay. So basically, if we want to start with the small stuff, is it okay for Peter Donkor? But we may say that it's hard also to start with the small stuff.
It is also good to start with small stuff, because sometimes that is all that you have. I'll give an example. Let's say a surgeon goes to a hospital and then he is capable of repairing cleft lip and palate. And so he does it. When he does it, he doesn't have a nutritionist, doesn't have a speech therapist, he doesn't have maybe, maybe there's not even a specialist pediatrician. So he has to make sure that he works with a nurse and the few people he has to provide some of the basic initial care that is needed. So you must be versatile and do multiple things. Yes, it's important that we start. And then it will grow. That is how we started, and then we grew. We got better and bigger.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, Prof. Peter. So we may forward to the next questions. In this pandemic situations, team meetings will be less convenient to happen. What is your take on that? Maybe you have an opinion or comment for this question.
Yes. Of course, the pandemic has changed everything from what we used to know. And so in many places, even patient attendances at hospitals is restricted, except for urgent things. And so teams also have difficulty coming together. But what the teams can do is to see the patients as individual specialists and then have discussions about the patients later online as to what they should do. But we have managed to bring our team together also, even during the pandemic. What we did was that we observed the usual distancing in the consulting area, and we were able to attend to patients and just shared our opinions and prescribed treatment. We limited the number of students and other personnel, non-essential personnel who had to be there. So we just have made adaptations. We are doing some things like speech on hold for some time. Now we are back to doing surgery, and in my hospital we can also do limited speech and orthodontic treatment also is taking place. So the pandemic is eased a bit, so some things are coming back to normal. And we made adjustments during the peak of the pandemic.
Okay, I would like to add, do you also do the teleconsultations for observe the patients?
Do we do what?
Like teleconsultations?
Oh yes. We do. For instance, nutrition. The nutritionist speaks with the mother and follow up on how the child is doing, and then they give advice. Even speech therapy, the same. Sometimes I spend some time with parents who have access to the internet on Zoom, just practicing some sounds. Sometimes when there's also telephone call, just to test out some sounds. And so yes, teleconsultation has taken place on a limited scale.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Prof. Peter. And we may forward to the next question from Gretanza, Universitas Pajajaran. In the lectures, it is said that orthodontic surgery can be done at the age of 18 and older. Is there a maximum age of patient that can be supported by the multidisciplinary teams? Is there a limitation maybe for the age of a patient to have a treatment or care from the multidisciplinary teams?
Well, this is a tough question. It's a very difficult question to answer. As you know, orthognathic surgery is performed for only a small proportion of our patients. And normally the patients who would benefit from orthognathic surgery are the ones who have been seen over a number of years on the clinic by all the specialists, especially the orthodontists and the surgeons. And so if we have any support, then because the money is not enough, we try to limit it to those who are legally considered to be children. So, and in my country, 18 years and below is a child, above 18 is an adult. So if we have to choose, then we prefer to treat the younger patients. However, if we are able to get additional support, then surgery in an older person will be possible. Maybe they may have to make some financial contribution towards the surgery in the team setting. Yes. But we can do it whenever it's necessary.
Okay, Prof. So if I may add for this question is how many patients from the border of age of 18 below to or adult is there many percentage is for the younger or the child compared to the adult patients?
And I'm not very clear about your question.
Based on your experience, how many patients that if we compare from the young or child patients with the
our experience now, many of the patients who will need orthognathic, we started seeing them when they were much younger. So the majority of those that come for orthognathic surgery, we have seen while they were younger. A few of them come when they are much older because they were treated somewhere and they didn't know that they could get other treatments. But majority are those we have seen before. But in any case, the surgery is usually done after they have stopped growing. So the selection is based on the fact that we have seen them before they became adults. But the surgery is done when they've stopped growing.
Thank you for the explanation, Prof. Fidya. So maybe we can move to the next question. Is from Universitas Pajajaran, Shiva Biandra. From your explanation, it seems like the connection between specialties is important. What if the patient has to move to other area and has to change the cleft center? Is it more important to have a specified, elaborate medical record or better build communication prior moving between the doctor in that?
Okay. So communication is important if the patient has to move from one center to the other. We must speak with the team. But elaborate medical record is also important. That both are very, very important. Even with elaborate medical record, you must talk to the other team so that they understand what you have written down. So the two are equally important. One is not more important than the other. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
I think you are muted.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, does it make sense? Both are very important.
So it is become a challenges if there's maybe the patient has to move and there's is a lost contact and the treatment is there's an maybe still have a few a few treatment of to be done, but the patient is moved. Is there any challenge or experience
Yes, yes. In fact, one of the biggest contributors to our program is social work. The social worker on our team keeps the contact telephone numbers of all families. And so if they don't show up for a visit, he will contact them and call them and try to find out what their problem is. If they are moving from one place to the other, he will try and find another team that can help the family. So the social worker is become the connecting person for us. But yes, but we do lose some patients. They just don't show up. Sometimes, because of our social worker, we also developed what is called home visits. So from time to time, we visit patients in their homes to find out why they are not coming. And sometimes the parent may be sick. Sometimes they may have financial problems. Sometimes there may be many other challenges that they are facing. So the social worker will work to help them and make it possible for them to continue to receive care. Yes.
Okay, so there are some support from the social worker for
Yes.
follow up the maybe some patient who have lost contact, or maybe they
Yes.
have hard to be able to communicate with the healthcare. Okay, thank you for the explanation, Prof. So is there any question from the MOOC PowerPoint? Okay. So the next question is, what challenges do the teams often experience beside medical challenges? From Kansa Zahira, Universitas Pajajaran. So maybe there is any other challenge that the teams often experience beside the medical problem.
Yes, the problems can be financial because of the insurance system we have here. It only covers a limited part of the medical care. And sometimes, even if you pay for everything, the patients have difficulty traveling to come for the care. So the financial challenge is there. We also sometimes experience staff strikes. So some of the staff in the hospital decide that they are not going to work. So when we plan for operations, we cannot do the operations. And then the child's generally, some of them may have just difficulties, like what I say, that developmental problems, which make it very difficult for them to even cooperate. And the parents may also be going through some family issues like marital breakups related to the cleft, and so the child doesn't get the attention that they need. So there are multiple problems that we face, and some of them we cannot solve, because if there's a marital challenge, that is beyond us.
So basically, we can see the problem is from the financials, and then from the family issue also. Is there any cultural challenges maybe in your place in Ghana? Is there any cultural limitation or challenges?
Yeah, well, yes, there are many cultural challenges. Some of the cultural challenges will be the belief about cleft, that some of them, some cultures think that, oh, this is not a child that must survive because it's a curse on the family. So they will not bring the child for treatment, and sometimes they abandon the child and the child may not survive. Others just think that maybe partners accuse each other of infidelity when there's a cleft. And so that also leads to the usual problems. But by and large, most parts of Ghana, but they think they also look down on these children. You know, when they go to school, they are shy because everybody is running away from them. So those are some of the acceptance is a problem. Social acceptance.
Okay, thank you from the explanation, Prof. Peter. I think it is same in Indonesia also, because there's a lot of challenges in the cultural and also belief, and also the perception from the other persons, from the community. If there is a child born with the cleft, it's maybe some believe that it's because of yours, maybe in ancient time. I hope there is no again now, because the knowledge and the science is also has become more and more increased now. So maybe we can also educate the community to be able to handle the community or cultural challenges. Okay, so maybe we can move to the second session, right, Raisa? Now,
Yes.
for the second session. So I would like to invite all of the participants that joins the live discussion this evening. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat box, or you may raise your hands. Okay, there's Maulida. Okay, Maulida, you may open your mic, and then please give the questions.
Okay, hello Professor. So my name is Maulida. I have a question. So what are the obstacles that usually occur when forming a multidisciplinary team? Thank you, Prof.
Sorry, Ghana and Indonesia, we speak English differently. So speak slowly for me and I will understand your question and answer it. Please. Maulida, thank you very much. So slowly for me and I'll get it. Okay.
Can you repeat again the question, Maulida?
Yeah, okay. So the question is, what are the obstacles that usually occur when forming a multidisciplinary team?
Okay, that is an excellent question. Thank you very much, Maulida. Thank you very much. The obstacles have to do first with having the requisite personnel with the different specializations that you need. That is the first obstacle. The second obstacle is agreeing on a time that the team is going to meet. The third one is agreeing on how often, how many times the team is going to meet. The other obstacle is on how the team members are going to be paid. Not all the members of the team may be working in the same health facility. Some of them may have to come from outside the health facility. And so you have to think of the cost to them in terms of transportation and other needs. So that also is an obstacle to forming a multidisciplinary team. The other obstacle is pride. People feel that they know more than the other person. And so they should have more of a say. They should be doing something and not the other person. So not knowing your role is also an obstacle. Now, among also understanding, having lack of respect for other team members also is an obstacle. So when your colleague is giving an opinion, you must respect their expertise. I am a surgeon. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have a dent. I'm not a general dentist. So if a dental colleague is giving an opinion about the oral status of a child, I should be quiet and listen and respect the opinion. If the orthodontist making a recommendation, I should listen. I should ask him questions to clarify things. If my pediatrician advises me, I must listen. So it is learning to respect, lack of respect for members of the team and their expertise. I'm sure there are many, many other obstacles, but I will just mention a few of these as examples. Even among the surgeons, we have different types of surgeons who do cleft. We have maxillofacial surgeons, we have plastic surgeons, we have pediatric surgeons. They all do cleft, ENT surgeons. So some may think they are better than others, and that's an obstacle. So you must manage all those. Otherwise, you have a problem. Have I answered your question, Malida?
Is it clear, Maulida, the answer?
That's very clear answer. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maulida, for your questions. So maybe we can move to another participants. If there's any questions, you may raise hand or you may write it in the chat box. So we have still maybe 5 minutes more to have a discussion. So I would like invite the other participants. If you have any questions, please raise hand or just chat in the chat box. So maybe for the obstacles is also from the communication, Prof.
Oh yes. You must have regular meetings.
Yeah.
You must have an open forum where you talk about problems, and you must have a leader who is respected, who will be the peacemaker.
Yeah.
And the leader should find a way of solving problems as they arise. So if everybody recognizes the leader, and the leader is also unbiased, then things are smooth.
Okay, thank you, Prof. So maybe is there any questions? Okay. Okay. I think there's no more questions, but I would like to invite once again for all the participants here. If you have any questions, you may raise hand or please write it in the chat box. Okay.
Maybe that was the last question and we are running out of time. Doctor.
Okay. Thank you for the notification, Teresa. So, Prof. Peter, maybe before we close this live discussion, do you have any closing remarks that you want to tell to us from this live discussion?
Yes, I would like to say, first of all, thank you. And I would like to say that if you want to start a multidisciplinary team, you should not be discouraged that you do not have all the specialists present when you begin. Just have a plan to have additional members and have a plan to grow the team. And you'll get there. Engage with the authorities of your facility, your team members. You must also be interested in training people to be part of your team. Residents, like training young people, all helps to add to the numbers of your team. That is the only advice I can give you, but don't be discouraged and say we don't have enough people or we don't have enough money. There's always a way. There's always a way. You can grow from small to very big. We grew from very, very small to very big. Now we have a geneticist on our team. We have a social worker. We have speech. We have pediatrics. We have nutrition. We have surgeons. We have everybody that you can think of. So it's but when we started, very few of us. So it is possible to do it. Thank you all very much for this invitation. It's a real honor for me to have engaged with you from audio from Ghana. I wish you well. Very well.
Thank you, Prof. Peter, for your closing remarks. It is also an honor for us to having you here, Prof. Peter. So, dear all participants, we finally come to excuse me.
Yeah, I think it was also a great opportunity for all of us hearing the valuable knowledge and a clear statement and explanation from Professor Peter Donkor on this special occasion. And also thank you for Dr. Fidya Meditia Putri, Master of Epidemiology, for moderating this session. In these hard times of pandemic, we can still find a bright side, and I believe that this will be an inspiration for all of us to learn cleft lip and palate more and more, even further, to implement the best treatment to our cleft patient. Thank you for all the participants. Please don't forget to join our next live discussion. And before we end today's session, maybe we can take a picture. The participants here, please turn on the camera and I will help to count to 3 and the committee will screenshot the Zoom meeting. Please, for the participants to open the camera. Okay, I think we are all ready now. 1, 2, 3, cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Cheese. I think we got the photo. Thanks again for Professor Peter Donkor and also Dr. Fidya for today's live discussion. Thank you for all of the participants. See you on the next live discussion. See you online and please stay healthy.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the disturbance, the noise.
Yes, it's okay, doctor. Thank you.